what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is Sean Diddy Combs, I don't even know what to think. Now, y'all, if you haven't been following this, Diddy's name was named 77 times. 77 times in prosecutors' paperwork for Keith D. Okay? 77 times. If you don't know who Keith D is, Keith D is the man that was a part of the murking of Tupac. Keith D was said he planned it out. His cousin was the one that pulled the bang bang. Now, oddly enough, his cousin is no longer with us for different reasons. We can get into that later. But let's talk about the way Diddy's name comes up no less than 77 times in prosecutor papers. Now, when this happened, the whole world, and by the whole world, I mean me and you, if you were paying attention, was like, what? Let me find out. Diddy is going down for literally what we like to refer to in YouTube circles as the original sin, okay? All that mess was going down. Now, here's the thing, right? This was all over. People are like, oh, no. Diddy was involved with Pac. Baby, you going down. TMZ even did a story on it. But now it's time to play Choose Your Own Adventure. Who do you really believe? Because oddly enough, TMZ, who has been very friendly and generous to Diddy in their reporting of him, probably because TMZ is in super cozy with most of Diddy's legal team. Now TMZ has the nerve to be like, oh, no. You got it all wrong. No. Our police sources say that prosecutors weren't buying anything that was being sold on Diddy. Excuse you? Your police sources, unless your police sources are working directly on this whole Diddy caper. What does this mean? Because your sources also told us that Diddy was an investigation until he was. Your sources told us, oh, this was a thing. Like, your sources have always been on Diddy's side. Listen, here's the thing. This is after TMZ said prosecutors cite alleged Diddy blank on Tupac, try to block Keith D's release, right? Anyway, TMZ updated. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ Diddy was never a suspect in the Tupac murking investigation. And that remains true today. In other words, it's clear cops weren't buying what Keith D was selling about Puff and didn't deem his claim credible. Now, let me say something, right? TMZ be in the bowels of humanity. And baby, I'm not judging them because baby, I will meet you in the ghetto. We got things to discuss. No. That is not my claim. My claim is, here's the thing. If TMZ is going to say something like this, and make no mistake, TMZ is up for sale. I know some of y'all might be thinking I'm up for sale too, but I'm not on anybody's radar. TMZ is a international news site, and they have proven time and time again that they are up for sale. So I ask of you, let's dissect this TMZ statement, shall we? Update. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ. What law enforcement sources? This investigation into the Keith D and all these recordings and everything that everyone's showing, this is over what? Somewhere between 5 and 10 years old. Even that sting where he flew out to try to meet with Puffy and that other guy Zip. This all happened over a decade ago, if I'm not mistaken. So what law enforcement sources do you have? The law enforcement sources in New York, in LA, in Las Vegas? Because at the end of the day, this is a crime and prosecutors are on it. TMZ, I don't want to even hear anything you have to say about some law enforcement sources. Can you replace that with prosecutor? Because if not, what do your law enforcement sources have to do with anything? Diddy was never a suspect in the Tupac murking investigation. How do you know? What? Again, only the investigators on that investigation would know. Who are your sources? And there's only so many detectives on there. So again, TMZ, this don't make sense. Unless you went and talked to a traffic cop. You went to talk to the ticket cop in Las Vegas, Nevada, and New York. And they're like, huh? What are you talking about? Can I please have my $5,000? Because you know TMZ also be paying for interviews. I'm like, can I please have my $5,000? I don't know what you were talking about, sir. And that remains true today. Okay, so you're talking, again, they're trying to make it seem like you're talking to the cops that were there from the beginning. In other words, anytime you hear TMZ say, in other words, you know about they about to hit you with the who, hit you with the ha, hit you with the BS. It's clear cops weren't buying what Keith D was selling about Puff and didn't deem his claim as credible. Now, let me take you into journalism 101 because the devil's in the details. And didn't deem his claim as credible. Notice in all those other sentences, they were speaking present tense. We told Diddy was never, and that remains true today. Remember? Look at this. Diddy was never a suspect in the Tupac murder investigation, and that remains true today. But yet when we get into this, it's clear cops weren't buying what Keith D was selling about Puff and didn't deem his claim as credible. Yeah, maybe back then, because everybody thought that Diddy had like this super life and he was so perfect and this, that, and a third. Now that we know that he is allegedly, according to Cassie and everybody else, the devil incarnate, well, we take things a little bit differently, don't we? Listen, netizens, distinguished members of the public jury, do I need to call Jonathan Oddie as a witness? What's that you say? Jonathan Oddie, we can't find him. You mean Jonathan Oddie? Go watch my videos about him. And just put in Jonathan Oddie in the search thing. I have a whole puppy playlist, but you can just put Jonathan Oddie, Tisa Tells, right? Need I remind everybody when it comes to Jonathan Oddie, he sat there in an interrogation in 2018 and told us about the shenanigans Diddy, Cassie, and all them, Rick Ross, DJ Khaled, were all involved in 2012. Involved with the cartel, using Chirac and the private jets to move weight. The way they would all get comfy would be high as can be. And he'd like to see him and Cassie and Jonathan Oddie get into it. He literally described in a police interview in 2018. And this is where a lot of people got it wrong. He's not describing what happened in 2018. He's describing stuff that happened in 2012 and how he knew. He said that Khaled, Ross, Diddy, they was all schmay. That don't got nothing to do with it. Okay. It's the fact that they were on some weird stuff, not the schmay stuff. Right. But my point in saying all this is the police back then took Jonathan Oddie for a joke. I bet those interviewing officers are kicking themselves if they're not worried that their little cover-up didn't work. Now, I'm not saying they were covering up for Diddy and that they knew what was going on because of what was going on at, the Dancing Bear and the Booby Trap and all these places, and the cops got caught frequently. Go look at the videos if you need to figure it out, but it involves Prosecutors and the police chief, even the police captain, and I think 14 or 15 of his men using the burner accounts to order Jonathan Oddie and his friends to come partay, right? But my whole point was with Jonathan Oddie, nobody believed that was true until they believed it was true. And now, what do we have? Now, what do we have? We have TMZ jumping into the fray because apparently the rumors about what Diddy is getting up to and what he's been up to is a little bit too much. Now, listen, there's video right now of Keith D going off in court and telling the judge that a former LA detective, Greg Kading, broke a proffer agreement and the law. Also, Keith D tells the judge that the boxes of evidence Greg has are from 1996 and shouldn't be allowed in because it's tainted. You guys, at the end of the day, I mean, what y'all think? Y'all think this is for real? Y'all think Diddy telling the truth? Y'all think that TMZ is just reporting out the kindness of their heart? Or y'all think this is another way because Diddy sees that what little reputation he had left? Because there are people that don't care about whether you put your hands on women. There are people that don't care whether you slipping stuff in champagne for men and women. There are people that don't care about the predatory. But then again, there are people that don't care about what happened with the Tupac thing. The only thing with Diddy is these people are growing smaller and smaller and smaller in number. At this point, Diddy is the real life boogeyman. You did something to someone, somehow, some way, somewhere, and it looks like he finally gonna have to pay for it. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. But are y'all buying this? I'm not. TMZ's ridiculous. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.